The Formula One season arrives at the Imola Grand Prix, and expectations are high with a series of developments that could mark a final chapter for this historic track. The championship's official tire supplier, Pirelli, is introducing a new compound. Teams are equipped with brand new technical packages, and the sport's top executive has raised questions about Imola's place in the calendar. These are just some of the topics likely to dominate headlines in the coming days. Imola, a circuit with deep symbolic value and a rich motorsport legacy, may be nearing its end. Interestingly, it is Stefano Domenicali himself, Formula One's current CEO and a native of this Italian city, who seems to envision a future where Imola no longer fits within the sport's evolving structure. We will return to that point shortly, but first let's highlight what deserves your attention before lights out. Let's begin with the weather, which could significantly alter the weekend's schedule. According to recent forecasts, there's a chance of scattered showers on Sunday, contrasting with expected stable conditions on Friday and Saturday. Even if the free practice sessions and qualifying take place in dry weather, the race could demand a completely different setup from engineers and drivers. Since car setups are locked after the third free practice, some teams may make early strategic decisions and prioritize race performance over qualifying speed. Over the years, we've seen how rain can shake up the order, demanding precision and adaptability from teams and drivers. Furthermore, a partially wet track with inconsistent grip levels can heavily influence tire choice and setup decision. On the technical front, one of the weekend's biggest stories is the debut of Pirelli's new C6 compound. This is the softest tire ever developed by the manufacturer, designed to increase wear and encourage multi-stop strategy. According to Mario Isola, Pirelli's head of motorsport, the goal is clear: to make races less predictable and provide teams with more tactical options. By accelerating tire degradation, teams will be forced to think beyond the traditional one-stop strategy and embrace more creative plans. As a result, race dynamics could shift completely, favoring aggressive drivers and engineers willing to take risks. It's worth noting that extremely soft tires demand precise temperature management, and even a small mistake can ruin a stint in just a few laps. In this context of changes, Red Bull appears as one of the weekend's main players. The Austrian team arrives in Imola with a major upgrade focused on refining airflow underneath the car. The goal is to improve ground effect and generate more downforce, providing Max Verstappen with a more stable and predictable car, especially through technical and high-speed corners. The decision to debut this package at Imola is strategic, as the track demands high aerodynamic load and quick response in flowing sectors. This update comes at a crucial moment for Red Bull, who must assess whether they can still realistically contend for the championship title in this 2025 season. Internally, this upgrade is seen as a turning point, expected to define whether the team remains a frontrunner or gets overtaken by rising rivals. Additionally, there are rumors of new aerodynamic parts already being tested in simulations, suggesting the team is far from done developing. Meanwhile, Ferrari is also preparing changes for this round. While initial expectations hinted at a large update for one of its two home races, Frédéric Vasseur has taken a more cautious approach. The team principal made it clear that the focus is not only on installing new parts, but also on finding the ideal balance among the car's existing components. According to him, there's no magical fix that can instantly transform their current model into a race winner, though he confirmed visible updates will be introduced in Imola, with more to follow at the next round in Barcelona. The Frenchman believes that understanding the car's behavior and how each upgrade influences performance is key. Ferrari also hopes Imola's layout will suit their strengths, particularly allowing better use of curbs, something that was problematic in Miami. The biggest challenge remains tire management under extreme conditions, and that will be one of the main variables to monitor throughout the weekend. Progressing steadily is Mercedes, a team showing clear signs of recovery. Although fighting for the driver's title still seems distant, the results point toward solid improvement. Toto Wolff stated that the new update package marks the beginning of a new phase, and that the team is fully committed to fighting for race wins more frequently. With roughly 1/4 of the season completed, Mercedes has managed to transform the W16 into a more balanced and responsive car. The European leg, which begins now, will be crucial for testing the limits of the project and evaluating whether they can join the direct battle with Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari. Engineers at the Lauda Drive headquarters have been working tirelessly to implement these upgrades, and the results of that effort should start to show already at Imola. Among the expected changes are improvements to the front suspension and the cooling system, aimed at boosting both race pace and qualifying speed. Another factor that could positively impact Mercedes' performance is the home support for Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who will race in front of his fellow Italian. Born in the region, the young driver made headlines in Miami and now has the chance to shine on familiar ground. The emotional boost from the local crowd and personal ties to the circuit could be key elements in elevating his performance. More importantly, this event might mark the final time we see Imola on the calendar. According to Domenicali, it is becoming increasingly difficult to justify two races in the same country, especially with Formula One's rapid global expansion. With Monza already secured through to the year 2031, Imola's slot is in jeopardy. Domenicali also emphasized that while Imola holds historical importance, the sport must grow with the global demand and embrace new markets. He acknowledged the circuit's contribution during challenging times, such as in the 2020 season, when it hosted 2 rounds amid a global pandemic. Nevertheless, the signs suggest its continuity is unlikely. At the top of the standings, McLaren remains the team to beat, but not without its own internal dilemmas. One of the main challenges is the growing rivalry between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. The Australian has now recorded 6 victories, surpassing the British driver in total wins for the team. This shift in performance has sparked debate over who holds the lead role within the squad, particularly during such a competitive season. Norris must respond quickly or risk losing his prominence. This internal battle is set to escalate at Imola, where a small mistake could have significant consequences both on the track and within team dynamics. Away from the racing line, McLaren is also under scrutiny. There are suspicions the team may be using phase change materials, known as PCMs, which could provide considerable performance advantages by regulating heat in key components. If confirmed, the FIA will face difficulties in assessing the legality of such usage, and whether regulations will need to be adjusted to accommodate the team's approach. This adds another layer of tension for the Woking-based outfit, already under pressure for leading the championship. Finally, one of the most compelling stories this weekend is the return of Franco Colapinto. The Argentine driver steps in for Jack Doohan at Alpine on a 5-race deal. This is a golden opportunity, but one that comes with high stakes. Colapinto must deliver from the very first sessions, as mistakes similar to those made by his predecessor could cut his campaign short. While he has already shown flashes of potential, he has also made critical errors, and Alpine is banking on his ability to mature quickly. Imola could be the beginning of a new chapter in his career, or a signal that he's not yet ready for the challenge. With all of this unfolding, what do you expect from the Imola Grand Prix? Could this really be the final race at one of Formula One's most iconic venues? Share your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. And now, click on the video appearing on your screen to keep exploring the world of Formula One with us.